Okay, hey guys, what's going on? Well, this is probably the next biggest live stream that I've probably done in a while. Um, a lot has happened. Last time I did a live stream, I was actually camped out. I was camped out behind this place called the Red Lion, and it was kind of a nice, peaceful place to park. Well, then we went out to the warming center, opened up, and a bunch of other crap happened. Went to the warming center and stuff was going on there. And I think one of my last live streams, I was actually complaining about getting booted out of there. Hey, Froglid, don't forget, thumbs up the video, man. Let people know. Let people know. This thing has to be, I have to let a lot of people know about what's going on here. So, anyways, everything kind of panned out evenly there at the warming center. Well, as the months went by, I was short on money because I couldn't, we weren't working because it was too cold and everything. But then they opened up another property that's out that was out here by Eco Compost, and so I guess the city opened up. They bought this property or whatever, and we were all told that it's going to be a permanent camp spot, a permanent place where people can stay. And you can look behind me. You can see all these campsites, and some of these are actually structures, that have tarps over them and stuff. Well, this place was open for about a month and a half to 2 months before I actually got out here, and 2 weeks before the warming center closed down, which was April 18th is when they closed it down. Well, I started coming out here on April 1st, Fool's Day, and I got myself a spot number 26, right there. And I talked to the security and I talked to a bunch of other people, and they all said that these spots, once you get this spot, you can do whatever you want to do. This is what the security told us. This is what was on the flyers. You even read the news reports about this area, and this is what they could do. Yeah. Why are you homeless for? Oh, that's a long story. That's a long story, Bama. But anyway, so then I ended up coming out here, and I was going to go, I'm not going to sleep in a tent. Screw that. I've got the resources and knowledge on how to create some type of structure. Well, that structure is right behind me, okay? I'm going to walk around this thing as I explain this stuff to you. Now, the roof isn't completely done yet. I've got to do some more on that. But anyways, so I went balls deep right away. I built a floor out of, and this is all, that whole thing right there, excluding the steel sheeting, is all built out of pallets. Okay, now we're going to walk inside here, but my allocated area for my campsite is in front here. We have 10 by 15. Okay, so I'm 15 feet straight, 10 feet across. Okay, all built out of pallets. All right, so let me go back out over here. Now, this place is kind of messy right now because some bad stuff happened, and I'll get to that. You can see right back behind here, there's the bike. See? I actually got that thing working and running again, so that's really cool. As I started building this thing up, I took progress pictures. So I've got a whole bunch of pictures of the progress of this thing as I built it up. And so I called up Crystal once I got, and the thing is that when I first came in here, this spot right here, the security let me pull my trailer in here and park it until I could get my structure done. Okay, so once I got the pallets all set up, and this thing was just a big old, a whole bunch of pallets, put together, I started transferring everything from my trailer over to the inside of this thing. Well, when I pulled those tarps off, everything, because They wouldn't let me store that thing at the warming center in the parking lot, which was completely stupid because the moment I got there on November 1st last year, there was a truck sitting there, parked in there, that had crap packed like 15 feet high in the back of this truck. He was using it as a storage unit for his stuff. All right, so he brings his truck, and they allow him to keep his truck, this huge ass truck with all this stuff on it, parked there, but they wouldn't let me park my trailer. Okay, so I had to find a place to park my trailer. While it sat at the place where I parked my trailer all year long, everything turned to one big massive clump of mold. All my clothes, all my blankets, all my sleeping bags, all the boxes that I had stuff in, everything was moldy. And I found that out after I peeled off the tarps that were covering everything up to transfer everything inside. All right, so that's one big ass problem I had right from the get-go. So I started transferring everything inside. Once I got everything inside, I covered it up with another tarp, and then started working on the siding. All right, I contacted Crystal and I asked her if we still had all that steel sheeting that our roof got blown off of our roof. Okay, so we had all that stuff sitting there in the corner of the property. All right, so I went out there, I picked up all that steel. All right, this was just like a week and a half ago, something like that. I did all this within a month. Okay, I did all this within 1 month, pretty much by myself. Okay, so then a few days before that, I was out looking for material, and I came across some that was sitting in this parking lot. Well, I drove into this parking lot, and I went over and I started looking at it, and there were a few white sheets like this, but they're the bigger. There were the five ripples instead of the four, like what you see behind me. And while I was looking at this, there were some vans that were parked next to it that were from the Sovereign Hope Church. So I thought, well, okay, well, maybe this material, the steel material, is from the Sovereign Hope Church. So I started taking pictures of it because I was going to call them and ask them if they wanted to get rid of that material, maybe 1 or 2 sheets of this stuff. Siding, just like this, or roofing, whatever you want to call it. A gentleman came out while I was standing out there, and I told him who I was. I told him that I'm staying down here at the warming center, and I just got myself a spot over there by next door to Eco Compost, the new campsite for the homeless, and I'm looking for material. And I started showing him pictures of this structure as I was building it up. And he says, well, yeah, when you're ready for it, just give me a call, and I'll see if you can have, a sheet or 2, okay? There were 2 20-foot sections of this stuff, all right? 2 20-foot sections, like 40 feet, 2 20-foot sections of this stuff. Then there was a bunch of other little pieces. Well, when I went out to Crystal's and I got this sheet metal, on the way back into town, I called him up, and he says, oh, yeah. He says, I tell you what, if you want, take all of it. You can have it all. And he must be somebody with the Sovereign Hope Church. So I was like, wow, thanks. Okay, great. So I went out there and picked up like all this sheet metal, okay, just like this stuff, all right? Now, some of it is actually up on top of the roof right now, all nailed in and all are screwed, okay, screwed together. This entire structure is all screwed, okay? It's all screwed together with 2.5 inch T25 deck screws, because that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been working for. I've been working for the same guy for over a year now, and we go out and we fix decks and repair them and that kind of thing. So, that's what this whole thing is. There's not a single nail anywhere other than in the pallets, okay? So this thing is all screwed together. And so, let's see here. Oh, check this out. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'll show you guys my little fireplace. This material was also donated to me from somebody else. See all that fire brick? I got all that fire brick donated to me too, because I started showing people my progress of what I wanted to do. Because this was like a heaven sent. We actually could have our own spots. We could set up all of our stuff. We could set up our own place where we wanted to live, and we never have any problems. All right. The other day, I just got donated all of this. This is 2-inch styrofoam. Yeah, look at all that. I got donated that too. Now, what I should have done is I should have started a nonprofit organization, because I've kept a lot of recordization of the build of this thing. All right. Now, we're gonna go inside here. Okay. Let me turn the camera around. Okay. So, this is my little porch. All right. We're gonna come in here, and this is my humble abode. Look at that. So let me explain what the first initial intent was. All right. The first initial intent was to set up was to build the structure and then put steps going up where I could actually have a loft up there, and I could sit up on top of this thing and, like, you know, enjoy the summer and all that kind of stuff. You know, I could have little get-togethers up there and everything. So I wanted to make sure that my roof was going to be really strong, because I wanted to make it to the point to where I could hold, where this thing would hold 10 or 15 people. Because sometimes our little get-togethers will get a little crazy out here at this camp. So I started bracing the shit out of this thing, all right? Now, this roof has 10, they're kind of rare, 10-foot pallets that go straight across the roof, okay? Now, there's one layer that you can see here coming in contact with the wall, okay? So I have 1, 2, 3 of those, all right? Now, this area back here, now that's the first level. That's the first level of pallets on the roof, all right? Now, back here, right above my bed, this angle right here was going to ultimately be a skylight. I was going to frame it all up, put in skylights, probably plexiglass or something, or maybe just real glass or whatever, but put in a skylight right here, and the thing would be on a pivot, and it would be able to open up so I could air this place out, all right? Also, all the walls are going to be painted, all right? Because if the walls are painted white, that would be the less light I would need to have, all right? So, there's all my backpacks of my awesomeness and everything right there. Yeah, okay. So, that was the first intent, all right? So then, I didn't really like, as far as my OCD is, I didn't like having just one pallet up there. So I took 2x6s, like this one right here, and I connected all these pallets together with 2x6s. Then I went down to the other Walmart and lucked out and ended up getting 11 more of these 10-foot pallets, all right? So then I took pallets. This is the second layer. One, and they're side by side each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, and that's, I think, 5, or maybe there's 6 up there. I don't know. I got tarps and plywood and stuff up there. But anyways, so there's a second layer of these 10-foot pallets up here. So in essence, you see, I've even got this cross bracing in here. I got cross bracing right there, cross bracing right there, and there's one over on this wall right here that goes up too. All right. Now remember, I see 7 people watching this, and there's only 3 thumbs up. Damn it. Thumbs up the damn video. So, anyways, this is where I kind of cook my stuff at, but I really don't. I actually set this up the other day, last night, and I started cooking in here, and I don't know. I don't like cooking in here. I just don't. I think I'll probably move all this stuff outside. It's too much because when I'm cleaning, while I'm cooking, I got to clean too and put like hot water because this is a jet boil. Put hot water in the pan to clean up the pans and the bowls and dishes and stuff. And then I got to walk back outside and dump it. And that just gets to be too problematic. I'd like to be able to be outside, you know, kind of like your stove is next to your sink, you know, so all you got to do is turn around and like wash stuff up real quick. So being in here, I don't like to cook in here. Now, unless I were to set up some type of sink system over here where I could actually have water, you know, a hose or something going outside. But yeah, you know, for right now, I don't like this. But anyway, so I worked really damn hard. Oh, and the floor. Let's check out the floor. Now, the floor is also made out of pallets, but these pallets are slightly different. These are double runners. On the ends of the pallets, these have two 2x4s that go down through them. All right, so the floor is stout and solid as hell. So this area right here is where my where my stove is going to be, because I want to get one of those stoves from Harbor Freight and then pipe it straight up through the roof right here and put in maybe use that brick, you know, that I got outside to go around the walls. If not, get some that fire retardant you know, concrete boards or something like that, because, you know, obviously, you know, this is wood and that's not a good idea in here. So I'm going to obviously encase that with either fire brick or concrete paneling or whatever, you know. So I'll definitely be safe, because ultimately, you know, like I said, you guys, I've been a, you know, stay-at-home dad for 17 damn years, and now I have to live like this, but I wanted to make this place set up so that way kids could come in here too. All right? You can see all my awesomeness, my little fire burners and my, those things are so awesome. I love those things. My favorite smell is lavender. I like lavender, and I also like midnight essence at Walmart. Yeah, these little oils. Oh man, makes this place smell so good. But anyways, so I've got this shelving here, and ultimately I was going to paint the interior white, and I've got all that styrofoam, and now that styrofoam will be put in to the walls here, and then but there's only enough styrofoam to do one wall and maybe a part of my back wall. That's about it. But there's not enough styrofoam to do the ceiling. All right? And yeah, because if I got to live in this damn thing, I want it to be warm, you know? I don't want to live in a goddamn tent where you have to cocoon up in a sleeping bag for 3 goddamn months of the year. That's bullshit. And so let's see here. Oh, I'll show you the structure of how I did this. Okay, so I first started out doing the floor. All right, I first started out with doing the floor. I built a big old platform with the floor. Then I started with the front. I put one pallet in, one row of pallets in, and then I went up to the next level, put in these second pallets in. Okay, I put a 2x4 that goes down in between these two pallets and interlace the pallets together. So it was kind of like it tied these two pallets together, and I screwed everything together. Then I went on to the next set of pallets. Now, you'll see how there's nothing here in between these two pallets, and I found out as I was building this up that this could be kind of problematic. So I needed to somehow brace this up a little bit better, and I compensated for that by putting in this big ass 2x12 fucking beam. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. That thing's a monster. Yeah. And this, I found this beam connected to this beam. It was one big long 10-foot section that had been sitting outside of the warming center for like 3 months. So I went over there and I measured it, and I'm like, hey, this will actually work on my structure. So I pulled out my saw and cut it in half and took both sections and threw it in the back of my truck and brought it down here. This one here is connected directly to this the side of this this pallet. Okay. Then I've got this 2x4 that goes all the way across the ceiling and sticks out about 1.5 feet out the side, out on the side of the building. And I'll explain that later. And then I have 2x6s screwed together to that, making more like a T. See that? Making like a T-joust, kind of T-joist or whatever you want to call them. Okay? So this is like super, super strong. All right? So then, now that I've figured out a way to make this whole area here a little bit stronger, but still this point right here, where you at? This point down here, where these 4 pallets come together, that's a weak point, and over on the other side is a weak point. But I compensated for everything with putting in the cross beams and stuff like that. But because I learned from that stuff, come back over here, the next set of pallets I did that I put in here, I took 2 2x4s, screwed them together, in essence making a 4x4. So then I connected this pallet to this 4x4 and then this pallet to the 4x4. So this is all screwed together and these 2 pieces go all the way down to the ground. Okay? So now I couldn't find any more 2x4s. All right? Hey, thanks, Froglid. So since I could not find any more 2x4s at the time, I did find a 2x6 for the next set. So I stuck a 2x6 in between these 4 pallets. You can see that right there. So I got a 2x6 right there. Now, keep in mind that these are all pallets, and all these pallets are not, they're not straight. They're not straight. So once I got out to the back here, you can see that I've got 2 more. I came across, this is as days go by. I came across 2 more 2x4s, or actually 4 more, because I got these 2 and then there's 2 over there. And I nailed all this together, or screwed it all together, to make the back part really tough, really, really strong and stout, all right? Well, because the way the pallets are laid out on the floor, I ended up having about a 2-foot gap here. So I just filled that gap in with 4x4s. See that? With brackets of 4x4s. And then I came in here and did double runners for the rear wall. See, they have double runners, and then I have a 1-inch board in between those, and they go down. You can't really see this side over here, but over here is the same way. Now this up here, because these pallets were kind of shifty on me, I had to put plugs in each one of these as a different size. So that was this was also a learning process too, you guys. And I've never built one of these damn things before, but right now you could probably park a Dodge pickup on top of this damn thing. So you can see all the work I put into this. All right, lots and lots of work. And then I started doing the sheet metal, putting sheet metal on the outside too. Monday, we had, now this structure, my structure out here is pretty well known because I've got steel on the outside of the building. And it goes up really high. That's 9 feet right there behind me. Okay, so it's 2 pallets stacked on top of each other with a few inches from one pallet and a few inches for the pallets on the floor. Okay, so technically this thing's maybe, I don't know, I'd say maybe 10 feet maybe. So there's other people here who have structures bigger than this, but theirs doesn't go up as high. Their structures go out wide. There's a guy, I mean, look at this back here. This is kind of cool. This was all set up really neat too. Look at that. Smile, Aubrey. That's her new spot. And you can see what she's doing. She's tearing those pallets down. It's because Monday, we all got served this goddamn piece of paper stating that we have to take our structures down. We have to take our structures down. We were all told that we could do whatever we wanted to do out here. That was the expressed agreement. So it was implied to us that we could do whatever we wanted to do out here. So a lot of us did. Some of us really did. I did. We got people down here that have areas that are so big that they've got multiple rooms in them. So you see, just because we're homeless, we're not helpless. We can do a lot of cool stuff. And I've been helping a lot of these people out with my trailer, because my trailer's parked outside, and I've been able to get people.
Damn. Please don't leave things laying on the ground in the open back there.
That's not mine.
That's not yours? Okay.
No.
So it must be one of theirs. Okay, I'll ask them. Because it was just laying on the ground.
Oh, it might be Aubrey's though.
No, sir, be assumption.
Oh, right on.
The wrong person, at least
And so they came in here, and earlier on today, now this is 3 days. It was a 3-day notice. Now you guys tell me if that's legal or not. It's not legal. You don't deliver a notice and then come in and wipe out, start taking shit down. That's not a legal notice. All right? We were never told any stipulations on what we could do out here. But now, after we've all started getting comfortable, started doing stuff for ourselves, started setting up our own little space, our own little home, because this right here is exactly what I needed. I needed some place where I could put all my stuff, where I could go home, and I could call it a home, and I could then, once I had that shit taken care of, I could then go out and do what I needed to do. I could focus on doing the shit I needed to do. Well, now, just like camping out on the fucking street, you got the city coming at you and barking at us because we're homeless and making up shit why we have to keep moving. But now, instead of moving out of here, they're telling us that we can't build up structures. See, these guys right here, they had pallets going all the way around their little campsite. The reason you set up pallets around your campsite because it creates a fence line. It does two things. The first thing it does is it deters people from walking by and stealing your shit that you have sitting outside of your tent. And that happens all the time. People just walk by. If you don't have some type of barricade up, people will just steal your shit. The second thing is that it also protects us against wind. All right? This is the point behind building structures, putting pallets up and that kind of thing. Now, I'm not talking about me. I built this thing specifically so I could live in this damn thing because there's no other place out there for me to go to. And I'm not going to go for fucking housing. I don't even apply for housing because I'm not fucked up in the brain and I don't have any physical ailments. So I would not apply for housing. I wouldn't even qualify for housing. And there's no dependents except for me. So forget about government aid, you guys. Don't be telling me to go and apply here and apply there because I have already looked into the curriculum. It will not happen. It's pointless, useless hope. So don't tell me to go out and get signed up to these programs and crap because none of it ever applies to me. I'm a single white male who has no problems with my fucking brain and my body and shit. Okay? So don't even throw that shit out to me. Now, we got another thing that's going on here. Is that when the city came in and they fucking gave us this notice, it turned it into a shitstorm. Everybody's pissed off. They came in here today when I was at work and took my fence down. I'll show you what my fence looked like, okay? What I did is I took my saw out and I started cutting the shit out of some pallets, all right? Now, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. You've probably seen this on Pinterest or someplace. But we're going to walk over here by the dumpster where they decided to put my fence, okay? Let me turn the camera around here. This was my fence right here. You see how I did that with a pallet? I cut off one edge, and then I went onto the back part and cut off the back part, and then I took large cinders and screwed the cinders to it so it could be moved, and then I painted them. Those are obviously not a fire hazard. Okay? Now, the excuse on why they're doing all this shit to us is because we had too many pallets, too much wood was in here, and the too much wood was a fire hazard. too much wood was a fire hazard. Now you tell me, does a tent burn better than wood? What the fuck is right behind me? Look at all that. They're going to have the audacity to take all our pallets away and tear down our structures, but yet at the same time say it's okay for tents, when technically what they should do is they should say encourage people to build stuff out of pallets, and to make it more fire retardant, paint the goddamn shit up. And if you're going to have an open fire pit, then you better have a fire extinguisher. That's what they should do. Instead of coming in here and wiping out all of our hard-earned work back here, you can see this kind of, let me get out of the sun here. I had all this whole area right here was filled with wood. Some of the wood was wood that I bought. And some of you guys know that, some of this wood nowadays is expensive as hell. But I had wood back here that I was going to use for the roof. They didn't touch my sheet metal because that's not a fire hazard. My entire building is encased in sheet metal, so it's not a fire hazard. But yet it's just too damn big and it's a structure. But what is a structure? A structure has a foundation. I got fucking pallets. So every single legal bullshit that they're going to turn around and try to throw at me, it's not applicable. None of it is. But they still came in here arbitrarily and took my fences down, which were painted, so they weren't fucking fire. They were more fire retardant than anything else. More fire retardant than the tents. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the hell is going on here, but this has gotten me pissed off. You can hear all these people behind me cussing and shit because everybody's pissed off. I mean, there's probably about 80 or 90 people down here who have all just had everything, their whole fucking camps tore down. Tents are torn. Stuff's missing. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So, yeah. And, so now they want us all to live. The only time we can have pallets, this is what they're saying. The only time you can have pallets is to put pallets down on the ground and put your tent on the pallets. Okay? So that way you're off the ground with your tent. Now, what happens when the temperature drops 10 below? So we're supposed to live in these fucking tents. Live in fucking tents when we have the means to do what's behind me. Yeah. Can you guys see how wrong that is? First, we were told we could do whatever we wanted to do out here. Second, they come in with a notice that wasn't even dated correctly. There was no signatures on it. It just said Health Department. Is that what it said on that notice, Mitch? Health Department and City of Missoula or whatever.
Yeah, in the city. The fire department.
Yeah, right. The fire. Well, yeah, but was a fire department on there?
In the city.
Fire department and the city. Those are the two people that were on that notice. Okay, but you see, the thing is that the notice is, what is it? A notice of violation or something like that? That it says on it.
Fire code ordinance.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Do you guys have it? Do you guys still have it? Mine's in my truck.
No, I don't.
You guys need to hang on to that stuff whenever they serve it. Mine's in my truck, and I don't want to walk all the way out there. It's like 100 miles to my truck. Yeah, you guys wouldn't believe. Yeah, those big 10-foot pallets. Yeah, I pulled those up on the roof by myself, man. I leaned them up against the side of the wall up here, and then I got up there teetering on those beams and shit, grabbed that crap and pulled up a full 10-foot fucking pallet all by myself. They want to spend exuberant money on modular cabins, and yeah. On Town Media, they want to spend exuberant money on modular cabins so somebody can collect the middleman markup tax deduction. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, now that you mentioned that, media, it was put into the news that the city of Missoula bought like 20 or 30 modular units that are already set up with bathrooms and showers and all kind of stuff. They're about the size of this thing. They might be a little bit bigger, I think. But, mine is 10 by 15. I think those things are 10 by 10 or something like that, or 12 by 12, something like that. It's pretty much the same square footage. Okay. Well, so that's another reason why I built this thing as big as I did, because all of my stuff that's on the floor, which was on the trailer, which is fucking packed with goddamn mold, is gonna hopefully be aired out when it's sunny outside and shit. And then I'll put shelving up in here where all this stuff gets packed up into. Okay, so that's. Oh, and another thing is, I gave up on having the party thing up on top of the roof. Yeah, I gave up on that. I got to the point to where I'm putting the steel up on the roof right now, and I'm just like, dude, I do not want to make any more goddamn crap up on this roof. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have parties up here. Screw that. I'd have to build this thing more stronger than it already is, and I am tired. I go to work, I get off of work, and then I'm out driving around looking for material. Then I get that material, I bring it back here, and then I fucking add it to the machine. I add it to the structure. My new home. So, you know, I'm really goddamn tired, and I'm getting fucking pissed. I'm really fucking pissed about this. So, this live stream is not going to be very long. This is so far it's been 36 minutes, and because I'm going to get on out of here, and I got to go get my computer and set my computer up with some stuff. What's up?
Do you want something to drink?
Something to drink?
Yeah, I have Kool-Aid mix. It's just water.
Do you want water or soda?
Soda, please.
Soda? Like a ginger ale?
Kind of soda.
Okay. You want to say hi to everybody, Aubrey?
Hello. Look at my dirty hands.
Woohoo! So you're moving into Joe's old place?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't understand the whole protocol of everything.
I know.
An animosity and a stigma surrounding a whole province of shit.
I know. What kind of? I'm pissed because you know.
I'm very upset. They literally vandalized and damaged my home.
Yeah.
To an extreme, I spent money on those tarps. Those tarps are not
Right.
fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I spent money on all that wood that they
And then
just
they
threw
tried to
away.
yell at me and say it was doing those pallets or.
I know. It's Jesus.
I
I mean, giving us a 3-day notice isn't a legal
I don't
thing.
even see it posted anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see it posted
There's
anywhere
no
either.
information for any of these stipulations.
I know. Plus, the only rules we have are posted in that porta potty over there. Be
Yeah.
courteous and nice and that kind of thing, and don't make a mess.
Read it while you're taking a shit because it's just a shitty
I
situation.
know. I'll read up while you're. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right on. She's back there tearing down some other guy's area. That big one that's right behind me. He took up like, how big would you say that area was, Mitch? That Joe was on? Was that probably 25 by 25?
10 by 20.
No, it was a huge. It's big. I mean, it was like
Oh, no,
25 by
it was-
25. It was a big ass area he
10
took
by
up.
20, at least 10 by 50.
Yeah, bigger. Well, I think it's bigger than that because it was like a big square. Especially when I was up on top doing the roof, I could look down on everybody's stuff and see who's got the biggest place. Yeah, I can look down and see who's got the biggest place. And another thing is, I even told the security here that once I get this place done, I'll be able to put up lights, and if they want, they can put up security cameras on this thing, so they can see this area of the camp. I told them they could do that. Sure, if I've got the real estate, go ahead and use it, guys. You know. But when I was at work today, the city came in here. Technically, it wasn't really the city. Technically, it was a city official who emailed all of the security here, and they started going through and started tearing down everybody's pallets. Now, we had the fire marshal come out here last Monday. That's when they served us these notices that were dated for the wrong date and everything, and had no signatures or anything on them. So, he came by my camp here. Even as I was building this thing up, all the security walked by. Even the girl who operates this place, her name is Shauna, even she comes over here, and I keep this place really nice and tidy and clean. I've got my own damn trash can. I keep all this stuff presentable. I want to make sure that my place looks good, all right? And it's built nice. You know, I had decorative flowers all over on my fence that lit up at night. There were solar power flowers, and I mean the whole fence with all these flowers. I mean, it looked like something out of Avatar. It was really kind of cool. You know the movie Avatar? So, oh man, And now they're saying that they want me to tear this thing down and live in a fucking tent. Bullshit. This is what's going to happen, you guys. If they come in here and they fucking tear this thing down, they're going to take all my shit. They're probably going to take all my shit out of it. They're going to tear the whole fucking thing down, throw all the sheet, everything, all this work I put into this damn thing, all the money I put into this thing. Because I did put a lot of money in. So far, if I go through my receipts, that includes all the gas that I spent driving around collecting all this stuff to bring back here. I calculated about 680 bucks. It was about 680 bucks that I've invested into this place so far. All right? This is completely fucking stupid. It's completely, and it's like they have the audacity to say that all this wood that we have and all these pallets are a fire hazard. That's the primary thing, isn't it?
Yep.
The wood is a fire hazard.
Yep.
But they don't say anything about the tents.
Over here. Well, look, we was in a warehouse and we couldn't even have a microwave because it was a fire hazard.
Really?
At the Johnson Street house, we
Oh,
couldn't even have a microwave because it was a fire hazard. Right here.
that's right. That's right. And that's why I got kicked out, because I had my damn coffee maker. It was a fucking fire hazard. What a crock of shit that is.
They had one in their office.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Holy shit, you guys. I cannot believe this.
Thank you. I went and got a brand new microwave too, and they took that right out and put it right in their office.
Yeah.
Right in there.
You go out and you buy your own, and then they take it away. It's a fire hazard. Well, then put a fucking fire extinguisher next to it, idiots.
But yet they have one in back for them and one there for them.
That's right.
Hey, where's that?
It's like they purposely create hardship on the homeless. They intentionally do it. It's intentional, isn't it?
It's so hard to explain. All that cleaned up. I don't know.
Right.
I don't really know, man. It's just overwhelmed.
No, I can't put this on the trailer, Thunder. There is no way. I can't even put. The only way I could ever do that on the trailer is if that's buying. I would have to buy everything that is going to go on that trailer. You can't use pallets. These pallets, they're too heavy. They're too tough. I mean, they're just too damn heavy. And remember, that's a single axle. It's not a tandem axle. It's a single axle. So mixed with my stuff, and you're looking at maybe 600 pounds per wall. That includes outside paneling, inside insulation, and inside paneling. Okay? And you have to put in probably 2x3s. Make those my rafters, or make those like a 16 on center, you know. Yeah, it would, and I would have to buy everything. I would have to buy everything, and the cost of wood now is crazy. Remember back in the day when I built the shed? Remember when we moved into that one place and I built that shed that was like 32 feet long or 34 feet long, and it was 12 feet wide, and that's where I built the motorcycle. That's where I built the buggy, the full screen machine. Remember that place? Okay. I built that entire place, that whole place, including the floor, the roof, all the plastic that went around it, for under $1,000. I built that whole thing off of $1,000. Okay? Less than 1,000. Now, in the walls were all that 7/16 inch decking for roofs. Okay? At the time, that stuff was like $7.64 a sheet. They are now $48 a sheet. It's like 47 something a sheet. There is no way, no absolute way, unless I won the lottery, would I be able to invest into doing anything and building the trailer into any type of living quarters. There's no way. I did it last year, but that's because I had a bunch of tarps all over the thing. And it looked ugly. It really did. It was comfortable and cozy, but it looked ugly. And people living in their homes would look across the street and see all these fucking tarps and shit and be like, there's a fucking homeless guy sleeping out there. Yeah. You know? It's horrible. It's one right after another. It's one fucking problem these bitches, these fucking pieces of shit people keep coming after us for. It's just not me. It's everybody. Here, let's walk around here. Let's walk around the camp here. And I'm going to show you some of these other. I'm going to show you some of these other places here.
Sorry, Billy.
What?
We were just kind of intervening on a phone call.
Oh no! I'm actually live on YouTube right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's another thing. We can't have open fire pits anymore, and we can only have 2 or 3 fire pits sitting out there in the open right there. Yeah, I wonder how fast somebody's going to get hurt and stabbed, because the reason everybody wants their own little spot is so that way no fights break out. Duh. Everybody wants their own little cute, cozy little home to stay the fuck away from everybody else. It's that goddamn simple. All right, now we're going to look at this one here. This guy, try to get out of the damn sun. Okay, now this wall that you see right here used to extend out to about right here. Okay, it extended out to about right here. This thing was one big ass kick ass cube. He had different tents for different rooms. He had a backyard. He had all sorts of cool ass shit going on. And a lot of this stuff, and he works. He's like me. He works, he goes out and he makes money and he does his own thing. Now we've got this place right here. This is Mike's place. This probably is 25 by 25 section 2. You see how this is all tore up? It never looked like this before today. See how big this is? So this is Mike's place right here. Mike has his own, he has multiple rooms in his too. Now this place right here, this is Pebbles. I don't know her real name, but we all call her Pebbles because she throws rocks at people. But she has the same thing. She's got multiple rooms, multiple tarps. She's got her own little pad. She has her own little, she has her. So now these are all huge ass structures. These are their homes. The homes that was said we could do whatever we wanted to do in our allocated area. All right? These people here, look at this. See all these stacks of pallets? These guys. Reconnecting? Okay, you're live. Okay. Sorry, people. I had a phone call. I need to talk to the guy quick. But anyways, these people here, they started doing roughly the same type of thing I started doing that I did too, because they started building up a structure to protect themselves for in essence, you know, each one of these places had pallets up, and they had a whole monstrous. They had a whole fence line and everything all set up. But we're supposed to get rid of all the strength and all of our pallets, the stuff that gives us safety, and replace it with tents, tarps, and shit that apparently won't burn? Right. So, yeah, people. Okay, that phone call that I got was a pretty important phone call. And so I'm going to be getting out of here. And I'll be talking to y'all later. Hello to all my new subscribers and all my new followers and stuff. I'm going to try to start doing more live streams because I'm going to fucking do it. And I'm sick and tired of being quiet about shit. You know, silence is acquiescence, and I'm no longer going to be acquiescing. All right, so, yeah, my whole place was real damn pretty. I mean, I had this nice little fence line that went across here. I had flowers and all that kind of crap. It actually looked like a home. So, anyways, you guys, I'll talk at you later, and leave your comments down in the comment section. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, and victory for Johnny Depp. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I'm really tired, you guys. But yeah. All right, I'll see you guys later.
my son some drugs. I mean, you tell me drugs all you want. If I don't give my son drugs,
I was,
he's gonna get
yeah.